It's another time with the enthusiastic tutor, and in today's tutorial it's going to be a continuation of the course Edu112, and we'll be talking about educating the educator. Just before we go into that, we're just going to do a quick a quick one on our last class. We did not actually conclude the last class, so last class was actually tentative. So before going to the main topic today, let's just gonna go through the last class very quickly, and then we go into the main thing. So with this being said, let's hop straight into it. Thank you. All right. So we have Edu112. Okay. So very quickly, just a moment. See how my camera looks like. Okay, I think this is not bad. Yep, it's not bad. Awesome. So before we go into the main theme tonight, let's quickly go through this now. The NCE of 1977 NCE of that is NCE is National Certificate in Education. National Certificate in Education. That's NCE of in 1977. Okay, in our last class we were talking about teachers being not up to standard, and it was said that if there are no good schools, there won't be teachers, and if there are no teachers, that means there are no good schools. So teachers had to go for a training of 3 years. They were drawn out of the elementary tree. Then after that, the successful one goes for another 2 years of training, and that is when they are now permitted to teach elementary and to take elementary and primary schools. And also, so in continuation to that, so we have the post-independent, doing the post-independence in the 70s. So it was no longer the training of 3 years and 2 years of being a grade 3 teacher or grade 2 teacher. Now it is the era of the use of certificates like National Certificate of Education, National Certificate in Education. So this is the era of the 1970s. In the 70s, so teachers uses NC. It's not a thing of grade 2 and grade 3 anymore. So that's that for that. Now the proposed of the minimum qualification for teachers in Nigeria was thus chasing out, since this is now the proposed qualification for teachers, so teachers that did grade 2, grade 3, they had to also develop themselves, or they will they will go out, they will just have to develop themselves, or they get out of the business. So we have that as that. And also purely education degree Bachelor of Education, that's BEd, using of NCE. So it's no longer business as usual. Now it's not either NCE or Bachelor in Education, purely Bachelor, Bachelor of Arts Education degree. Now we have that as that, Bachelor of Education. So we have Bachelor of Education. So another degree. So it was now a thing of these two certificates. So we have that as that. Now in service training, this is the training given to teachers already in service. In service training, said to be the service in service training, said to be the service given to teachers in-service training. Already in the service. In-service training. This is the training given to teachers already in the service. Now we have the postgraduate certificate of education. That's another certificate that was used. Postgraduate certificate of education. That's PGCE. Postgraduate certificate. Maybe I should just write this here. Postgraduate certificate of postgraduate certificate of education. So we have this. Also, we have postgraduate diploma in education. Postgraduate diploma in education. Okay. Also, we also have technical teachers certificates. Technical teachers certificate. That's a TTC. Technical teachers certificates. So we have that as that. Also, we have the National Teachers Institute. That is the NTI. NTI. National Teacher Institute. NTI. National Teacher Institute. Okay. So all this we have, over time, with time, everything changed. Everything evolved, and it's no longer a thing of grade 3 and grade 2 teachers. NCB, Bachelor of Education. This is a PGEC. We have PG. We have postgraduate, certificate. It's supposed to be C. Okay, now this is diploma. Postgraduate certificate in education. Postgraduate certificate. Postgraduate diploma in education. And technical teacher certificate, and we have the National Teachers Institute, and we have the in-service training. This is training given to teachers already in the service. So that's just a quick one. Now let's go into the today's topic, which is educating the educator. Okay, educating the educator. If you're on this stream and you are yet to smash the like button, or you are yet to say hello or do the needful. When I say do the needful, maybe say hello when you're watching film or something, so we can acknowledge your presence. Do well to do that. Smash the like button as well. Now, the aim of educating the educator is for the teacher to have general education and specialized knowledge within the realm of academic training. Okay, now let's take this down. Educating the educator. Now, talking about educating the educator, it's just all about general education and specialized knowledge. General education and specialized knowledge within the realm of the academic field. In the realm of academic. So a quick one. This class is going to be the last class we are having on this course. So we are going to finish this course this night. We're going to treat everything this night before we call it a wrap. So please pay attention. We'll be moving at a very fast pace. All right. Now, education of educators is to help the teacher develop as a person and as a teacher. Talking about educating the educator is about developing the teacher as a person and as a teacher. Now, we have that as that. And as well, make the student a well-educated teacher. Now, we have that as that. Now, educators should be encouraged to develop, now, philosophy of life and education. Philosophy of life and education is very essential in educating the educator. Now we have that as that. Now, so we have what is a profession? We have profession. Now, a profession as defined in a dictionary as an occupation usually involving relatively long and specialized preparation. Said to be an occupation, according to a dictionary, first, an occupation that involves relatively long and specialized preparation. And specialized preparation. That's what a profession is. According to a dictionary, it said occupation involves relatively long and specialized preparation. So now, is teaching a profession? Okay, Miss Justina, good evening. Is teaching a profession? Now, from the definition of the profession given above, one can agree beyond doubt that teaching falls within the realm of a profession. Relatively long and specialized preparation. Excuse me. Relatively, occupation. The first keyword is occupation, then specialized preparation makes it a profession. Now, teaching is a profession. That is cleared. Now, most people of the characteristics now. Teaching is a profession. Now, the characteristics of profession include the following. First, we have the members have to be specially prepared for this job. Don't forget we said specialized preparation. Special preparation requires for a profession. Members have to practice their profession freely. When it doesn't have to do with you don't have to be coerced or forced or given close monitoring, then you can refer to that as a profession. Now, the practice of profession has to be guided by code. There has to be a code of conduct. If this is a profession, then there has to be some certain codes, some certain guides, some policies that has to be observed strictly. Yes, the condition of service of that profession has to be clearly spelled out. Just like we have the objective of every organization must be clearly spelled out. Every personnel of that organization must be aware of the objective of that organization. So in this case as well, the condition of service of a profession must be clearly spelled out. Okay, so we have that as that. Now, teacher born. Now, this is going to be our first assignment. Are teachers or born? Our assignment, please take note. Are teachers made? Mr. Kolawole, Mr. Kola, are teachers am I supposed to be here, sir? You can wait if you want to. If you can, but your class is still by boss 106, Miss Justina. Class is by 9. But if you want to stay, you are welcome. It's learning. No knowledge is wasted, you know. Now, are teachers born or are teachers made or born? That's our first assignment. Now, if teachers were to be made, this down. If teachers are to be made, then they have to undergo certain training. If teachers are to be made, then they have to undergo certain training. Usually, teachers institute and colleges prescribed by National Policy of Education. Now, if teachers are not born, are made, then these people have to go through some certain training. They have to go through this training, and not just any kind of training. It has to be a certified training by a legal body. And legally, here in this part of the world, National Policy of Education approves of any institution the National Policy of Education approves of is good to enroll as a prospective teacher. Now, whoever is aspiring to be is whoever is aspiring for teaching profession must attend either the federal or the state college of education or study education program in the university. Wow, that's serious. I think that's some bad network there, Mr. Justina. So sorry about that. Maybe you should exit and come back. Exit and come back. Now, whoever is applying for the teaching profession must attend either federal or state college of education or university. Federal/state college of education to study education programs, and that is that for that. Now, philosophy of education intends for teacher to know the philosophical basics of teaching. Philosophy of education. Philosophy of education intends for teachers to know the philosophical basics of teaching. Now that's the philosophy of education, that teachers will know the philosophy, the process, the learning process. There's a process to learning. Teachers have to undergo this to know. Then dispensing their responsibility would not be a problem. Okay, now let's proceed. Now, talking about the philosophy, it answers questions like, who am I as a person? What do we teach? Why education? And how is education going to be disrupted? So these are questions that the philosophy of education will help to answer. Now, educational psychology. Now, this intends to give teachers an in-depth analysis. Educational psychology intend to give teachers an in-depth analogy of how children grow and develop. Let's not forget, we say psychology is the study of scientific study of human behavior. So now, educational psychology gives teachers the in-depth of studying and analyzing how children grow and develop. Now, talk about sociology of education. The sociology of education is to provide sociological issues. Sociological, in-depth, as it relates to education and learning process. Education and learning process. So we have that as that. Now, then we have what we call evaluation, which is the principle of measurement and evaluating the thought of teachers. Evaluation, the principles of measurement and evaluation taught by teachers, and that is for evaluation. Okay, just a moment, I think I need to take some water. I feel kind of dehydrated. Okay, now we're good to go. Now, the authority which a teacher exercises over a child is as a result of the standing in the place of parent. Now, the authority which a teacher exercises over a child is as a result of the standing in the place of parents. Now, do you know that as a teacher, your influence on a child is almost the same, if not more, as that of their parents? The authority which a teacher exercises over a child is as a result of his standing in the place of the parent. Now, that is, local panties, he assumes, local panties, local, just a moment, local parentis. Local parentis. Now, local parentis assumes of the right and duty of natural parent of a child now. Local parentis here says that as a teacher, the authority you exert over a child's life is as a result of your standing in the place of the parents. Now, sending the child to school, the parent has authorized the school teacher to administer. Teachers, you need to know how crucial your roles are in the lives of children, the life of your pupils. Now, sending the child to school, the parent has authorized the school teacher to administer reasonable school regulation in addition to his teaching responsibility to the child. So, teaching responsibility and regulations. Yes, that's the position of a teacher in a child's life. Now, the first thing, relating with his students is a friendly atmosphere in the classroom. Now, teachers must always endeavor to relate with their students, relate with their students in a friendly atmosphere so that they can come to you, feel free with you, and open up some things to you. Now, discipline. Teachers, it is your responsibility to imbibe discipline. And the best way to describe the discipline the teacher gives to his pupil is to say it is the way he helps his pupil to behave well. The way to behave well. Excuse me. To what? To behave well. That is the best way to describe discipline. Now, discipline trains a child to know how good. Discipline trains a child to know what good and reasonable behavior is. So that gradually the child will learn to control himself and behave reasonably without the teacher's continuous control. At a point, it gets to whereby whether the teacher is there or not, the child acts reasonably continuously without the teacher's control. With that, the teacher can rest because its mission has been accomplished. Now, rules in the classroom. No, it's necessary Rules are usually connected with discipline. Talking about discipline, rules connected with discipline. Now, they are actually necessary, but there should be as few of them as possible. This is why children are really very sensible if they are treated properly. Children are sensible if they are treated properly. Yes, they are really sensible if they are treated properly. Now, whatever the offense committed, the teacher must not do these things. Whatever the offense a child might have committed, these three things, a teacher is prohibited from doing it. Now, teachers should remember that punishments are meant to correct the student and educate them to be better, not otherwise. Good teachers do not give punishment too often, or the students expect that all the time, and punishment becomes ineffective. When a teacher gives a child punishment continuously, believe me, it becomes ineffective on that child. Now, the punishment should not be too much or too little as to be ineffective. Teacher must never punish in anger. It is a no-no. Teacher must never punish in anger. He must wait until he cools down and think of a reasonable punishment. That is one of the ethics of teaching. As a teacher, you are not to punish a child in anger. Now remember, a child may be punished for being lazy or careless, but it is very wrong to punish a child who is not clever for doing a poor work. I believe we get that. Very wrong to punish a child who is not clever because he did a wrong or a poor work. If a child has tried and done his best, he should be praised for trying. If a child has tried and done his best, he should be praised for trying. Even if the result is not good enough, it is not his fault to be born with a weak brain. Moreover, there is nobody born with a weak brain. It's just a matter of time. The child will get better. Consistent training and structured training and effort, he will get better. So we have types of punishment. We have the speaking to a child. No, the speaking to a child. Speaking to a child is often enough. Punishment, speaking to a child is often enough. Look fursy, like look fursy. Look fursy. Firstly. First, like a frown. Frown your face at the child. At the offender. At the offender. Yes, look firstly at the offender. No, there's a way they call themselves to order. Naughty children can be denied some privileges. Exactly. Now, rewards. The essence of rewards also is really important. And you praise. Praise is most usual reward children like very much. Praise. The most usual reward children like very much. Children like to be praised. For example, say to a child, hello, Hayo, your writing is lovely. You are doing a great job. So we have that as that. Now let's proceed. Now let's look at this. A teacher is an actor. A teacher is an actor. You know, a teacher is an actor. It fits Shakespeare's definition of all the world is a stage and all the men and women are players. says Shakespeare. Now, when a newspaper editor makes a serious mistake, he retraces it. Now, take note. If a teacher makes a serious mistake, it passes on to other people at a geometric rate. Haha. It's not arithmetic progression. It at geometric. 3 times 4 times 5. Geometric rate, making it difficult to retrace. Now, victims of teachers' serious mistakes grow up, marry, and have children who disrupt the society. You can imagine how it is growing. It's a serious thing. Now, teachers are also role models. A teacher affects eternity. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. Okay. Stick this. A teacher affects eternity. Okay, a teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. So we have that as that. Now let's proceed. Now let's talk about okay. All right, just a moment. Now, the statues of teachers. The statues of teachers. Now, historically, teaching profession was of noble origin. Okay, I think I should just a moment. Statues of teachers. Now, historically, teaching profession was of noble origin. Noble the teaching profession was of noble origin historically. From the onset, it was a noble origin. Okay. Now, very long time ago, teachers were regarded as top member of the social strata. Top member of the social, top member of the social strata. Teachers were highly regarded. So, what could have been the issue? What could have been the problem? Why is that not the case anymore? We will find out as we proceed in the course of this class. Why are they no longer referred to as the social strata? Okay. Okay, so now social strata, in the sense that they stand well, they are doing well from themselves. They are independent. They stand firm, and basically they were doing well for themselves, and now for the knowledge they possess, enable them to be regarded as such. For the knowledge they possess, enable them to be regarded as the social strata. Now, teachers had been at the service of the kings and rulers of the world in ancient Greece, Asia, and Europe. Service to kings. Service to kings and rulers. Kings and rulers, Greek, Europe, Greek, Europe, and Asia. Asia. Okay, are we together? Now, in old Greece, Spartan and Athens society, teachers were employed not only to teach the royals, but also to offer military and political advice. In Sparta and Athens. In Spartan and Athens. In this society, teachers were employed not only to teach the royals, but also to offer military and political advices. Now, teachers at the beginning of Nigerian education was also noble origin. The British introduced the formal education system. Yes, the British introduced the formal education system. Now, that came in through the missionaries. Now, then teachers were of high status. With the self-government, teaching continued to enjoy the pride their predecessors had in the ancient time during colonialism. Now, what now led to what teaching is now? Factors responsible for the falling status of teaching. Now we have numbers of teachers compared with other professions in Nigeria is large, like overpopulated. Recruitment of teachers anyhow to meet teachers' requirements of the UPE scheme. Teachers now are employed without the requirement of the UPE scheme, Now, the coming into teaching profession of many unqualified teachers. Wow. The lack of strong unionism is something it's something that is in our keynotes. We'll talk about the unionism in the industry, in teaching industry. Get to see it in our keynote is there. People in the classroom will get that. So let's not worry about that. You get to know more about the unionism amongst teachers. Now, the lack of strong unionism to press for teacher status and poor salary for teachers as a result of governmental policies. Now, teachers themselves have a poor self-image of themselves. Deplorable conditions of service government made teachers to be in. Now, poor performance of teachers due to all these factors led to the fall in status of teaching. So we have that as that. And that brings us to the end of tonight's class. And it brings us to the end of the course. Now, this is our assignment. Put this down again. Assignment. Teachers born or made. Please justify your points with realistic justify your point with realistic points. So submit our assignment to our class in our respective classes, and I think we are good to go from there. So thank you very much, everyone. On Monday, we're taking another course in the Department of Business Education. We are done with Edu112. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in subsequent tutorials. Goodbye.